Hi everyone. I'm here tonight with Michael Bennett. Michael's comedian, magician, all-round good guy. He's doing a lot of work with children, helping children resist bullying, do resilience training. Michael and his partner actually go to schools and do that work in the school to help the students really understand the power that they have. And along with that, Michael's just written a 56,000 word book, which is going to be published in a few months' time. And I have the pleasure of actually doing some of the reading of that at the moment. So Michael's really involved in knowing what to do about men who are in trouble, and through his own experiences, and we'll talk a little bit about that as we go along. But first of all, I'd just like to introduce you to Michael Bennett. Michael,
yeah, cheers.
Welcome.
Well, thank you so much, David. It's great to be here. And namaste to all the beautiful people out there watching as well. Thank you so much.
So, Michael, you've had your own troubles over the years?
Yes.
Going back some time?
Yes, going back quite a bit. I mean, my youth was... like my father was a sergeant major in the army, right? And
okay.
So he was a hard nut, and I was the middle child. So I don't know if you've ever been in that predicament, but there was my brother. He was an A grade student, an amazing, cool, athletic, very sharp mind, and A's all the way. And then my beautiful sister as well was younger, so she was the jelly bean, the jewel of Dad's eye,
yep.
as you say. And then there was me in the middle there, which...
And I read that you had trouble with school. It
yes,
just wasn't your scene.
I wasn't like everybody else. You see, I was different. I was dyslexic at school, which in the 70s made homework a contact sport for my father and the teachers, if you understand and know what I mean.
Yeah.
I say that quite a bit when I'm talking on the cruise ships around the globe and at Dreamguard shows as well. Kids get blank stares and the parents sort of go, I know what you're talking about. The old boot up the bum and the clip around the ear. And
yeah.
See, I only went to school to eat my peanut butter sandwiches, man. And calm down. That was way before peanuts were put on the terrorist list. Okay, calm down. All right, it's a changed world now, isn't it? Now you can take out a playground with a Snickers bar.
Yep.
I know, you think that's
Very
funny.
much.
You can wipe out a community if you wrap that in gluten. It's just a changed world, isn't it?
It is indeed a changed world.
Kids are a lot more fragile these days, and
yeah.
I think the whole human spirit is a lot more fragile these days.
The dynamic seems to have changed.
Yeah. So that's how I came through. So I was dyslexic, and with all the clips.
Just explain. Some people might not know what dyslexia is.
All right, dyslexia. So it's not seeing words and numbers properly in the right order. So if I was to pick up a book, I mean, I've taught myself how to speed read now and write a book as well. So
yep.
It's capable now for me. I mean, it does take a little bit of effort, and you've got to put in that effort. But dyslexia is like when you look at numbers or words, it just looks like a bowl of alphabet soup starts floating around in front of you, and you can't wait. Just going, it's just soup. I'm sorry.
So that must have been very hard trying to get through school, especially if you've got a grade A, older brother.
Yes,
that
exactly.
Really
Exactly. I'm trying to live up to his standards, because it's just like, why can't you be like Tony? And so it's just small things like saw would be was, and just get the words and letters backwards, and it just took a long time, and I couldn't comprehend what they were saying, even if I did sort of manage to work out what was written. The comprehension and especially maths was just still no good.
Yeah.
Don't know my times table or anything like that. So
So those are difficult times, and you came out of that difficult time. You left school early.
Yes, I left school at 15. Didn't do all my school cert or anything like that. I became a kinesthetic learner.
Right.
And kinesthetic learner is like I'd look at something and something that I'd really like, and then I'd put my mind and my heart and my soul into it. So I was a Latin American and ballroom dancer by the time I was 10, and then I became a break dancer. Joined we started up the group called the Freakazoids, and then John Travolta came out with Saturday Night Fever, and I went, Tony Manero, if people were going to park to the side when you walk into the dance floor and you can get girls like that, that's who I want to be. So I became a disco dancer, all right? And so I was gymnastics as well.
Yeah.
So I had the gymnastic skills, and then I started martial arts with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. I was watching them. These are all my mentors, you know. So
Yes.
it was Tony Manero and Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee and all these people that I was just watching and emulating them. So I became physically fit and agile and really cool with my hands.
And developed other skills.
Other skills,
rather than the academic skills,
yeah.
you developed the other skills.
Other skills, yeah. So
Yeah.
I became an award, won every competition as a disco dancer, and then I was into weight training as well. I wanted to get into that, because my brother was into Arnold Schwarzenegger and all those Mr. Olympia and stuff back then. So I thought, oh wow, if he's going to do that, it's one way I can emulate my brother without trying to get A's and all that sort of stuff. So, so it was cool. It was something that we had in common as well, my brother and I, which was kind of a good bonding thing that we work out together and just go, wow, that was great. I didn't have to read.
So
or do anything.
you're on this path of success, in all different sorts of ways.
Yeah.
And then something happened which...
Because I managed to conquer my brain to go, rightio, I don't need to read, I don't need to, I'd mass it, just I could cope. I could cope in the world. I was fine.
Yeah.
And I was doing all right with girls and all that sort of stuff. And then I went, okay, and I found a woman of my dreams, and I wanted to marry her, and it was great. We were together for 5 years, and we were engaged for 3 of those 5 years, and we were 1 month off getting married. I was 32 at the time, and this beautiful young lady, Cherie, she was 24, and we were working the ski field at Perisher ski resort in the Sundeck Hotel. And 1 month before we were supposed to be married, on the last weekend of the ski season, she went for a regular walk. And I remember kissing her and saying, here, take my jacket, it's going to be cold out there. And she only goes for an hour and a half, 2 hour walk, and then she's back for work. And it got later, and she didn't come back. And it got later, she didn't come back. And I didn't see her alive again. She got lost in the snowy mountains and died of hypothermia. She got lost, and whoa, the black dog bit me on the backside so hard, and just had me by the throat. And so, my new travelling companion and puppeteer in my mind became the black dog. And I was working at the Sundeck Hotel at the time, and I just reached for the first elixir I can find, which was the top shelf, so anything. I was just trying to drown the voices in my head that were sad, and there was alcohol was flowing through my veins more than blood was, and it was trying to stop the voices contemplating suicide that just kept on popping up, because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be without the love and the smile that I had. And it was like, it's like the mainframe in my brain that had all the programming that I could overcome everything and every adversity up till then had just been smashed by a freight train. Yeah. And so I lost it. Just imagine all your stuff that you've ever learned and been taught on your computer, and then that computer just falls off an ocean liner in the middle of the ocean and just sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and you're left there just going, oh no. Well, this is what it felt like for me, just going, oh no. 1 month before I was supposed to be married. And so so I had to, I just stayed on a trajectory, a really bad one,
So how long did that last for? That
brother.
Downer, because that was a real downer.
Wow, so, that was 25 years, bro. I've been married to Donna now since 2004 years. We've been married, 2015. But I met my beautiful wife that I have now, Donna Lee Perfect, who is part of the Dream Guards. So that's my beautiful wife, Donna Lee Perfect, and I, right here. And so as Dream Guards, we go to schools and corporations now to make sure that dreams aren't stolen. We excite the imagination, inspire self-belief, and build resilience in children and stuff. So she really helped me because I was still a little bit lost when I met her in 2011, all right? So I was 49 turning 50, still lost at 50. And this was 32 when I lost Cherie. Yeah. So it was all those years still, and it was kind of wild how I did overcome that in certain ways, because I did become an alcoholic. Right. All right, and I can admit that now. Like I was a functioning alcoholic, but it was about 8 months after losing Cherie that I wound up getting a job in the Police Academy stunt show. Because
up here on the Gold Coast?
Yeah, at Movie World. A month after Cherie passed away, and I got a job in the attractions, so I was always out there, and being kinesthetic, of course, I was always okay to talk, because I was a DJ at a roller rink and stuff like that I went through as well. And So I got the job as Batman's butler, and I tried to find Bugs Bunny on the Looney Tunes ride and the Gremlins ride coming out, just going, quick, come with me, the Gremlins have got loose. So that was my character. I was a bit of an extrovert, so I didn't mind that sort of thing. And then a job came up, a description on the way out where we clocked out. There was this notice board up saying auditions for the Police Academy stunt show. So I just went, oh yeah, martial arts, gymnastics, body skills, bike skills, car skills, and I went, yep. Everything that matched my misspent youth, right? Okay, everything. So because I used to do donuts on my Ford Escort on the library lawn. Okay, that's how I got my car skills. I had motorbikes when I was younger, right? Because it was all kinesthetic learning as well. So I was doing wheelies down the main street. All right, don't do this, kids. If your kids are watching, all right, it's a bad thing. But hey, I didn't know that it was stunt training for later on in life, and yeah, so when I joined the stunt show, it was only under half a year since Cherie had died, and so I was suicidal, bro. I didn't care if I died. Like I had no qualm about dying and just going, whatever it took. Yes. So going through the audition as a stuntman, he says, right, I want you to get up there and okay, but wait for me to say, okay, jump in the car, show me what you really, not my car. They go, whoa, calm down. I was just going, oh my God. So I was a suicidal alcoholic stuntman. I mean, I got the job out of 200, all right? So the youngest, who was 18, and I was 36 at the time, 32 at the time. And so I got in there, which was kind of ironic, right? Because I had to go to work every day as a stuntman to look as though I was about to die, but be so talented and switched on to be in control of my brain that I didn't. And you had to be, like, cars were coming at 3-ton cars and buildings and concrete and and fire and flames, and so you had to be switched on.
And I would say a lot of viewers will have seen those stunts. The
Police Academy was iconic.
Stunts. Yeah, I know I've been there. Yeah, didn't recognise you, but didn't know you at that stage.
Yeah, it was the longest running stunt show, live action stunt show in the world. So it was pretty iconic and amazing, seen by millions. But I think what sort of held me in that time was being in the green room because we did 3 shows a day most days, right? And that was 3 half-hour shows. So, but we were there for about 8 hours a day. So the downtimes was in the green room with all these dudes, and so it was like having a family of...
Well, it's like a men's group, really.
It was a men's group. It was totally a men's group, and there was 2 ladies in there, Lipinski as well. So it was men's with 2 ladies, right? And oh wow, you talk about and they were all extroverted men, of course. The Police Academy stunt show with their talents, the amazing talented men. So it was all soldier up or get out sort of thing, So they weren't looking, even though over a period of time they got to know my story as well, and they sort of just went wow. So I was able to release my emotions on quite a few occasions because it was an emotional time, and like when it was Cherie's birthday, I was in the stunt team, and the next following year I couldn't work it out. It took me ages to work out and go, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling so down? Why is this? And then I went, oh my God, didn't realise it was her birthday. Didn't realise it was Valentine's.
And that's the reoccurring thing, isn't it? That things come up, anniversaries come up, the triggers come up, all this stuff comes up. And
Valentine's Day.
If people don't know. No. If men don't know that those triggers are going to come, it's like a hit. It's like a smack alongside the head.
It took ages to work out. Sometimes I'm just going, what? And then it was hindsight that I went, oh my God!
Of course.
But then that fight, you could dig a hole for yourself that would last for weeks, if not months. And I did find myself in quite a few holes like that, and tried marijuana on top of the alcohol, which actually just perpetuated the depth. It didn't actually do anything for it. So if I could say anything out there to anybody, even though you think it's trying to calm the voices, and you're trying to stop the voices, and you're trying to calm the brain, it does numb you a little bit, but then it comes back with vengeance. Because what I used to say is, like, I was a victim You know, I had a victim mentality, and what I say now, it was the victim monkey that used to just jump up and just go, yeah, right, you know, you're allowed this alcohol because your lady died.
You're suffering.
Right?
You're suffering. You can
go, here we go. Of course you can have that alcohol, that marijuana. Of course you can, because, you know, you're suffering and you feel down and we want to look after you. And these are little monkeys that are talking in your mind. So I've learnt now, and with my book now, that I've learnt, oh my goodness, you know, and it was times then that men helped me, and the other guys in the Police Academy stunt show and mentors like yourself have just gone, hey, and just given you sort of like a verbal stern talking to, just going to go soldier up. And that's when the warrior needs to be released, and then you take control of yourself again with your shoulders back and your chin up. So you get that warrior stance, and the monkeys go, whoop, hang on. Because the last thing the monkeys want you to do, the monkey mind, the last thing they want is the you to be you. They don't want that. Because the monkeys will just stay in familiarity, right? And they like the victim because they enjoy the pity parties. Because then they just
enjoy the poke too.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Like, it's the poke. It's
that's
the poke.
right. Hey, remember.
It's the poke.
Yeah.